Hi, this is Geshe Michael Roach. Welcome back to the Peachtree Morning Show for Thursday, June 11th. Thank you, Fair. And my guests are Fernanda Jimenez from Mexico City, who's a successful businesswoman and a Diamond X speaker, graduate of our college. Brian Mendoza, who's a member of the DCI team and an online business consultant and a very great help to DCI in these recent months. Thank you for that. And Katie Fetch, who's the director of the Diamond Cutter Press, very successfully putting out books in 35 languages, overseeing the production of books in 35 languages. So thank you guys for coming. The thing they all have in common is that Fair and Brian have had close family members who got the virus quite seriously. And we talked to them on Tuesday about their experiences. And Katie, last week, we just heard that had tested positive for the virus. So I'd like to start, if you don't mind, Katie, with you today. And, you know, all of us are nervous who didn't get it yet about what's it feel like? What can I expect? You know, what should I do if I get it? Should I run around the house or so we're hoping that you can give us some insight into how did you feel and what suggestions do you have for us?
Okay, thank you. Yeah, I actually got sick back in March, right after my daughter's first birthday. And I just recently was able to get the antibody test. And there's two types of antibodies, and I actually tested positive for both of them. The first type means you definitely had the virus. The second type means you encountered the virus again at some point, like maybe I ran into someone who had it, and my immune system was able to react and create more antibodies, which is actually good news. So I, back in March, I first noticed I just felt really tired at first, and I just had a feeling that it was something big. I was like, oh no, I think I have corona, and I was kind of making jokes about having corona. And then it started to get worse. I started to get a little bit of a headache, and I started to get body aches.
How many days was that?
It was just, within 2 days, I started to feel this way. But the fatigue was the thing I noticed at first, because I just didn't feel like myself. And I also, the ski areas and the mountain towns here in Colorado were hit hard by coronavirus, and I'm surrounded by ski areas right now, so I had a strong feeling. And then I decided to take my temperature, and I noticed I had a low-grade fever. And I was like, oh no, I definitely have corona. And so I started to feel kind of bad. So I called the doctor's office here, and they had nothing available. They had nothing in place really to help people who had coronavirus. So I was kind of scared. And their advice was, they said, definitely don't come in. We don't want you to come to the doctor.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah. They're like, really, we can't do anything for you unless you can't breathe.
Wow.
So I was kind of scared, and we didn't have any tests in Colorado, so I couldn't go test to see if I had the virus.
Wow.
So I just decided to stay at home and not go anywhere. So, because I really didn't want to get anybody sick, and I really didn't want to get my parents sick. So I had a fever for about 5 days.
Wow.
Yeah. Each morning I kept waking up hoping it would be gone, and it wasn't. And then I started coughing really bad. And that lasted about 2 weeks.
Did you have a headache for 2 weeks or no?
That went away after about 5 days. Once the fever stopped, kind of all the other symptoms other than just coughing stopped.
Did phlegm come up, or it was just a dry cough? Or
no, it was just a really weird dry cough. Like, I've never actually had a cough quite like that. Because it sounds gross, but you could feel things moving in your lungs, but nothing would come up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking that when a woman has a baby, her body is kind of supercharged for, I don't know, a year or something, like she's a superwoman. A lot of my friends who've had babies, they start their business during the same year. And you think that maybe helped you? I don't know.
Maybe, because it kind of, I was scared at first, but then I just kind of was like, I got to deal with it because I still have this little person I have to take care of.
Yeah.
So it really, I think it helped me just kind of get through it and plow through it and do what I had to do.
Did Ava show any symptoms, your baby?
Yeah, she got sick about a week later.
Wow.
And that was scarier than me getting sick.
Yeah, of course, for mom, yeah. Wow.
Yeah, but she really, it wasn't so bad for her. Because she's only gotten sick a few times. And the other time she got sick, I had to stay up all night with her. But with this one, I didn't at all. She just kind of had a little cough.
So you three guys, you've actually had closer experience with the virus than I have, or many of people I know. And you've all studied the seed system for years. And I just wonder if you have any ideas about why. I mean, this is a big question. We've never asked it on the Peachtree Show, but where did the virus come from? And why did it happen to all of us? Do you guys have any thoughts? Katie, do you have any thoughts about it? Or
I was thinking about it because I've been a vegetarian for a long time.
Yeah.
But there was a brief period in my life where I decided that I was going to eat meat because I decided that I didn't care where the meat came from. This is just an idea for me personally. I didn't care where the meat came from, and I decided I needed it more for my health. So I decided that I wanted to eat it, or because I liked it. And so I think that didn't last very long because then I started to think about where it came from. But I think that could have contributed to me getting the virus.
Wow.
Or even I had a person recently who I was encouraging to eat meat for their health, and I don't know why I did that, but instead of helping them with other ways to get protein.
Brian, what do you think? Where did the virus come from?
Well, I think it comes from a lot of seeds. I don't think it's only one seed, because all the things that the virus brought it are so different and so painful in so many ways for people.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it also this virus brings a lot of opportunities. So in my personal opinion, I think it's not only one seed. And if we talk about the bad seeds, of course, protecting life is one of them, and an obvious one. But also I would say that maybe it also comes from not being aware of how important it is to help each other, and being selfish in so many levels, not necessarily in a very gross level, but also in our own thoughts. I would say that's one of the main seeds that we are planting every day almost since we are born.
Yeah. Fair, what do you think? What do you think about the seeds?
Well, I think also protecting life, and we could have a lot of seeds. Like sometimes when we were kids, we will just kill ants for fun or other little insects, and we didn't even have an awareness of taking life. And I also saw like a picture of a really big whale in a pool, or dolphins in a pool. So I think that also could be a seed for, we are containing animals, like keeping them in a cage. So now we are experiencing not being able to leave home, like being contained. So I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's a pretty big seed, that one.
I had some people said to me, and I don't believe this, but I wonder if there's some truth to it, that they believe the earth is alive. They believe the planet is like a person, and we were bothering the planet year after year after year after year, throwing garbage on the planet and hurting the planet. And then finally the planet just kind of took a shower and wants to get us off, And I wonder, you guys have any feelings like, is it something that we did to the planet or something like that? What do you guys think?
I watched a movie about how actually the meat industry, in particular, was killing the planet, causing global warming. And so my idea was to maybe help combat that, was to stop, eating meat, or also encourage other people to cut down on meat. And
Yeah.
it kind of made sense to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I found with people who eat meat regularly, it seems to work better. I mean, I used to show them movies about the inside of a slaughterhouse or something, and actually it didn't change them. But sometimes if I say, why don't you just have a one meat-free day? Like in America, it used to be Friday, right? People used to not eat cow meat. But what do you guys think is ways to stop people from eating meat, and especially if it hurts people? Like it could cause part of the virus, right?
I've been encouraging people to just try one day a week, like you said, like meat-free Mondays, or
Yeah.
Yeah. I've even made people food that's different, to try and help them be like, look, it tastes good.
I had a fantasy. My brother loves to eat meat, so I was thinking to bring a cow into the kitchen and tell him, I'll kill it for you. You have to kill it, then I'll cook it for you, and see if he will kill it. But what do you say to people? When I became vegetarian, it was about 35 years ago. And all my friends from Princeton University, they said, you're going to get sick, you're not going to have enough protein. And what do you think about arguments like that about protein?
For me, it's really simple. Like, for example, a cow, it's supposed to have a lot of protein, but where does that protein come from? Actually from plants, because the cow, it's a vegetarian.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Yeah, I think the other day I also was watching a documentary, and they mentioned that the only thing, there's only one element that nutritional element, not chemical element, we cannot get from plant-based diet. I don't remember which one is, but all the rest, protein and minerals and vitamins and stuff, we can get them with a plant-based diet.
Yeah, there's a tradition in the ancient books, which says that everything has a little bit of the divine in it. You can find the divine in everything. Everything has a little bit of divine in it. So I'm going to ask Katie first, maybe. What if someone said the virus, there's something good about the virus, even divine about the virus? What would you say?
Really, what I enjoyed about it, being forced to stay home really made me aware of my practice. And it gave me, I didn't have all the stimulus from going outside and having to work. And I mean, I was still working from home, but I honestly, just being at home, you get kind of bored. And I was like, oh, what am I going to do? Oh, I guess I'll go meditate, or I'll do coffee meditation, or I'll do yoga.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you can use your book even to break up the day, because you're like, oh, yay, I get to go do my book, something different.
Fair. What do you think is something good that will come out of the virus?
I think awareness, because as Katie said, we're more time at home and we don't have so many distractions. So I think people are starting to be more aware of everything, like of the planet, of being kind to each other, taking care of each other, and maybe realize what's your mission in this world, what's your passion, what do you love to do, because you are reflecting more time.
Yeah. Brian, what do you see coming good out of it?
I would say that maybe people will be more aware that how important is the online life today. And this is a good thing because then people will stop wasting a lot of, I don't know, like paper, oil, or something like that, just to do the things they do daily, because now they see that they can do it using technology. And that is, in my opinion, that is good for the planet if we are able to use this like solar energy or eolic energy. And I think that will help a lot the planet.
Okay, last question, Katie. What will 2021 look like?
Hopefully, because we've all had this time to reflect and seen how we really do affect one another. I mean, this virus has affected the whole world, so maybe it'll make us more aware of how our actions cause huge ripples in the world, even on a small scale. So I think it could make us more aware and appreciate other people more.
Brian, what do you think 2021 will look like?
I'm gonna be the bad guy here. I would say 2021 will be exactly the same. People tend to go back all the time, and that is the sad part. I wish that, of course, all of this change, all of these amazing things that people is doing keep going for the long term. But I've seen that all of us tend to go back.
You talk like a 70-year-old man. Okay. Fair, what do you think is 2021 will look like?
I normally tend to think both ways, like the negative way and the positive way. Because sometimes in the negative way, I believe like economy is going to be so bad that maybe we're going to have more crime. And sometimes I'm scared about that. And on the other way, I also think like maybe we will be more together and have more awareness. So I'm not completely sure what it's going to look like.
I'm sorry. One thing I'm sure.
Okay.
2021 will be, as this year, the perfect year to plant seeds. I'm pretty sure about it.
What would you like to do different after the virus, Katie?
I would really, having the virus and thinking about death more, kind of like we were talking about earlier, I would actually like to be very strong in my practice just in case. And to just remember the pen more often and to use this time to change. If I don't like something, to really use the idea of the pen and seeds to change it.
Fair, what kind of, what do you call it? New Year's resolution do you have from the virus? Like, what do you want to do differently after the virus?
I think also focus more on my practice, like meditate every day, help others. And also I realized that it's very important to be healthy, just in case the virus comes to your body. If you are exercising and eating healthy, it's more possible that your body can fight it back. So I think also focus on be really healthy and help others to be more healthy.
Brian, what's your resolution for after the virus?
Well, I'd like to exercise more, I think. And also, I'd really like to be more aware of how my actions affect other people in a good or bad way.
Cool. Anything else you guys have?
I don't think so.
Stay healthy.
Yeah,
okay.
Of course.
All right. Well, thank you for sharing your feelings about the virus. And I know you guys have had a closer experience than the rest of us. And it helps us feel more, if we know what to expect more now. And I think that we can all feel a little bit more, we know what's going to come if we get it, and we know what's possible. And you guys, I think the three of you, personally, I feel like your DCI training has made you the virus has turned out to be something valuable for you and something useful for you. And thank you for your practice and thank you for your wisdom today. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Fer. Thank you, Katie.
Thank you.
Okay, see you guys at Peachtree in the future.
See you. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Okay, bye.